Good morning, class 12th Commerce. This is your subject economics, chapter number 10, unemployment and employment, lecture number 4. So in this lecture, we'll discuss about casualization and informalization of workforce and types of unemployment in India. Let's start. First is casualization of workforce. The process of people moving from self-employment and regular salaried employment to casual wage work is called casualization of workforce. You know, most of the people in India are casual workers and their numbers are increasing. Casualization of workforce refers to a situation when the percentage of casually hired workers in the total workforce tend to rise over time. Percentage of casually hired workforce has risen from 23% to 39.3% till 2009-10. And according to data of 2015-16, it has increased to 33% of the total population. So you can see that in the total population, 33% of the people are casual workers. The bulk of self-employed workforce is found in rural areas. People work on their farms and fields, but because everybody is gainfully employed and not because everybody is contributing to the output, but simply because many of them are not getting the non-farm jobs even when they wish to migrate. They are employed on their farms for the namesake only. In fact, this is disguised unemployment. They are disguisedly unemployed. The marginal workers who are like small workers who have small holdings, they tend to migrate to urban areas, and more than that, they get employment only as casual workers or daily workers. You will find that when many of the people from Bihar or Odisha, they are working in Delhi or they are working in Bombay, they are working in Gurgaon, because as a casual worker, because they have shifted from a backward region to a developed region in search of job, and it's very difficult to establish at a certain place which is unknown to them. They don't have a proper idea about the workplace, they don't have the proper knowledge about the working conditions, so they are working as a casual laborers. When everything will be settled down, when they'll have a knowledge of the working atmosphere, then they can work as a regular worker. But for them in the initial stage, it is very difficult for them to work as a regular worker. So in the initial stages, they work as a casual worker because they are not properly settled in the developed regions. Then comes informalization of Indian workforce. Now see, employment may be broadly classified as formal sector, that means organized sector, and informal sector, that is not that much organized sector. So formal sectors, former workers who are organized workers, formal sector refers to the organized sector of the economy. It includes the government departments, public enterprises, private establishment which hire 10 or more workers. From your board perspective, most important one marker question. I think it came in this 2020 board exam also. This It can be asked in MCQ form, fill in the blanks form, or one marker definition. And do remember, 10 hired workers or more are called as formal sector workers. In exam, they'll confuse you with the number. Fine. Do remember, equals to or greater than 10. Equals to or greater than 10 forms the formal sector. Okay, so when 10 or more workers are employed in an organized sector, it is known as formal sector or formal sector workers. Fine, important one marker question. Then informal workers, unorganized. Informal sector refers to the unorganized sector of the economy. It includes all those private enterprises which hire less than 10 workers, besides farming and self-employment ventures. So if there are less than 10, you will include them as informal workers. From the viewpoint of employment status, the underlying difference between formal and informal sector is that formal sector is organized sector, informal sector is not organized sector, it is unorganized sector. In formal sector, employees get social security benefits like gratuity, provident fund. See, we teachers are working in an organized sector, in a formal sector. We get salary, we get provident fund, RPF, we get gratuity. But listen, every employee doesn't get the gratuity. Gratuity is given to the employees who serve a certain period. For example, a period which is more than 10 years or equals to 10 years. I suppose it is the criteria. So a person who served 10 years or more in a particular organization, only that person is eligible to get the gratuity. I think it is 10, बट आई एम नॉट श्योर. यस, बट इट इज लाइक दैट ओनली कि ग्रेचुटी सिर्फ उन्हीं लोगों को मिलती है जो अपने लाइफ के बहुत लंबे समय तक एक ही ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम करते हैं. ओनली दोज आर एलिजिबल फॉर द ग्रेचुटी. ओके, so from this portion you will learn the definition of formal workers and informal workers. Their difference are also important. It is given in your book and it may be asked in 3-mark question. Fine. No need to learn the data in this particular topic, formal casualization and informalization of workforce. Just learn the definition and difference. Okay. No data type question will be asked from this topic. Informalization of Indian workforce in 2010, there are about 466 million workers in the country. Only 35 million, that is 7.5%, are in the formal sector. Since late 1970s, many developing countries including India started paying attention to the informal sector workers and enterprises, because everybody is adding to the GDP, whether it is a formal sector or informal sector, but they are adding to the GDP. फाइन, वो बात अलग है कि उन लोगों को सोशल सिक्योरिटी नहीं मिलती है, बट दे आर वर्किंग फॉर द कंट्री, दे आर सर्विंग द नेशन, सो दे डिजर्व द रिकॉग्निशन. This is, I think, quite blur image. See, I am writing over here. This is unemployment. Okay, unemployment has two parts, rural and urban. It is visible to you. It is urban, it is rural. Fine. Now urban has two parts. This is industrial unemployment. Industrial, wait, I am writing for you. I hope this table is given in your book. If it is not given, please make it, because to gain more marks you need to draw the table in exam if possible. It is industrial unemployment. Fine. Industrial unemployment. Then another is educated unemployment. It is educated unemployment. Educated. Please correct the spelling if I'm not wrong. Okay. It is C. Okay, C. You are that much intelligent. You can easily write the spelling of educated. So, industrial unemployment, educated unemployment. These are the two types of rural unemployment. Now, this is this is type of urban unemployment. Now, in rural, this is seasonal unemployment. Seasonal unemployment. And this one is disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment so we have done in class 11th in our chapter total production, marginal production, why MP declines. Remember or not? Disguised unemployment. Okay. So types of urban unemployment, it is industrial and educated unemployment. Types of rural unemployment, it is seasonal and disguised unemployment. Rural unemployment, degree of unemployment in rural areas is more pronounced in rural areas than urban areas. Working in this sector causes two types of unemployment, that is disguised and seasonal. Disguised unemployment occurs when the number of workers engaged in a job is much more than actually required to accomplish. If some of them are withdrawn from that job, total production will not fall. Disguised unemployment exists where part of labor force is either left without work or is working in a redundant manner where workers' productivity is essentially zero. An economy demonstrates disguised unemployment when productivity is low and too many workers are filling too few jobs. That means if a job requires employment of 10 workers, but on that job 15 workers are engaged, that means there are 5 workers who are extra and they are not adding to any kind of productivity. They are decreasing the productivity, and there is a situation of disguised unemployment. So when people who are working are more than what is actually required, that situation is known as disguised unemployment. What are the causes that there is disguised unemployment? On account of joint family system. अगर joint family है तो सारे ही एक ही काम में लग जाते हैं, whether required or not. ठीक है? Lack of job opportunities, that also is the reason of disguised unemployment. Per person holding size continues to shrink with the expansion of the family size, implying greater possibility of disguised unemployment. Fine. Then comes seasonal unemployment. देखो, seasonal unemployment का मतलब होता है एक particular season के लिए वो लोग unemployed हो जाते हैं. ठीक है? Seasonal unemployment refers to the situation where number of persons are not able to find jobs during some months of the year. देखो, जैसे रेनकोट मैन्युफैक्चरर जो है, ठीक है, तो रेन कोट मैन्युफैक्चर जो है वो सर्दियों के टाइम पे विल बी अनएम्प्लॉयड और नॉट, बिकॉज समर्स में ही बारिश होती है और समर्स में ही रेनकोट की डिमांड बढ़ती है, ठीक है। तो हम बोल सकते हैं कि वो जो ऑनर होगा, जो मैन्युफैक्चरर होगा रेनकोट का, विल बी सीजनली अनएम्प्लॉयड। फाइन। अब देखो क्रैकर मैन्युफैक्चरर्स है, जो क्रैकर मैन्युफैक्चरर्स है उनकी सेल दिवाली पर ही होती है, ठीक है, तो वो है दैट विल बी सीजनल अनएम्प्लॉयड। फाइन। So another kind of rural employment is seasonal unemployment. It occurs simply because there are some occupations which are done seasonally. For example, agriculture. Agriculture is a seasonal activity. There is increased demand for labor at the time of sowing, harvesting, weeding and threshing. In between, there is little or no demand for labor. Agricultural labor find himself unemployed during this period. This is known as seasonal unemployment. So in rural areas, beside agriculture, there are many other seasonal activities like sugar cane crushing, brick kilns, etc. Workers engaged in these activities remains occupied for a few months of a year. Rest for the period they are unemployed. So definition of disguised unemployment and definition of seasonal unemployment important. Okay. Then comes types of rural unemployment. Rural unemployment वो होती है which exist in the rural areas. I'm very sorry. It is urban unemployment. Urban unemployment, it means the unemployment which exists in the urban areas. Therefore, urban unemployment is more like open unemployment. देखो, these are the types of urban unemployment. Urban unemployment. Fine. Educated unemployment and industrial unemployment. See, educated unemployment in India, the problem of unemployment among the educated people is quite obvious. It is the problem spread across all the parts of the country and poses a serious threat to the social peace and harmony. Educated people do not get job according to their educational standards, and it is known as educated unemployment. You will not realize it now, you will just realize after 3 years and 4 years that yes, this is the most common unemployment. आप लोगों ने बहुत सारी सोशल मीडिया पे जोक भी पढ़े होंगे, नो दैट सिविल इंजीनियर्स, नॉट सिविल इंजीनियर्स, मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर्स और सिविल इंजीनियर्स पे बहुत सारे जोक होते हैं दैट civil engineers or these mechanical engineers or any kind of engineers, if they are studying from a reputed college, they'll get better placement. But some of the engineers are unemployed. They have spent lakhs and lakhs on their engineering, on their graduation, but still they are not getting the jobs. Fine. You will realize के आप अगर किसी अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटी से ग्रेजुएशन करके निकलते हैं, सपोज आप बीकॉम करके निकलते हैं या बीबीए करके निकलते हैं, you will realize कि you will get a job, that too in a private sector. Okay, that too in a private sector, you will get a job just for 15,000 or 20,000, that's it. और ये भी तब अगर किसी अच्छी रेप्यूटेड यूनिवर्सिटी से आपने किया है. वो बात अलग है, आपकी कहीं प्लेसमेंट भी अगर हो जाती है ना, तो मैक्स टू मैक्स 30,000 मिल जाएंगे, इससे ज्यादा आप फ्रेशर को नहीं मिलते हैं, ठीक है. चाहे आपने बीकॉम में कितनी ही एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलम एक्टिविटीज की हो, चाहे आप बीकॉम में कितने ही एक गोल्ड स्टूडेंट रहे हो, गोल्डन स्टूडेंट रहे हो, टॉपर रहे हो, इट डजंट मैटर, but you don't have any practical knowledge about the work, you will just get this much amount only. But once you clear any competitive exam, but once you know clear some of the exams which are highly reputed in the country, national level exams, then suddenly your package will take a boom in the market. You will get high package for your work even though you are a graduated. फिर ग्रेजुएशन के साथ अगर आप अपनी मास्टर्स भी कर लेते हो, ठीक है, आपके पास टैलेंट है, आपके पास बहुत सारी आपने बहुत सारी चीजें की हुई है, यू हैव एक्सपीरियंस, यू हैव टैलेंट एंड यू हैव क्वालिफाइड एनी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम, देन तो डेफिनेटली नोबडी कैन स्टॉप यू टू गेट अ गुड पैकेज. फाइन. सो एजुकेटेड अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का वह मतलब यही है कि अकॉर्डिंग टू द कैलिबर पीपल आर नॉट गेटिंग द जॉब. मेनी एमबीएस, जो लोग एमबीए करे हुए हैं वो लोग दे आर आल्सो अनएम्प्लॉयड, दे आर आल्सो नॉट गेटिंग द जॉब्स. सी, एमबीएस, इंजीनियर्स, जब इन्हीं को जॉब नहीं मिल रही तो हम तो कॉमर्स वाले तो थोड़ा सोच समझ के आगे स्टेप रखते हैं फिर, ठीक है. देन इट कम्स इंडस्ट्रियल अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. With the rapid growth of population and urbanization, more people seek employment in industries. Because of seasonal nature of agriculture, people from villages come to urban areas in search of industrial jobs. So, industrial unemployment includes illiterate people who are willing to work in industries, mining, transport, trade, construction activities. You will find के मोस्टली जो ये कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट्स होती हैं यहाँ पर बहुत ज्यादा लेबर्स काम करते हैं, ठीक है. और ऐसा नहीं होता कि दे आर बिजी 365 डेज इन अ ईयर. नो, इट डजंट हैपन. फाइन. दे आर वर्किंग जस्ट फॉर अ स्पेसिफिक पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. What is the principal causes of industrial unemployment? Rapid rise in the population over time. Rise in population leads to rise in supply of labor. Concentration of industry in the urban areas. Owing to the concentration of industry in the urban areas, there is a growing tendency among rural people to migrate to urban areas in search of jobs. But the industrial expansion has not been so significant so as to offer gainful employment to all the migrants. Consecutively, industrial unemployment occurs as spillover of rural unemployment. Industries in India are relying more on labor-saving Western technology. That means they are working more on capital-intensive technology. That means it is increasing the jobless growth. Fine. This limits the labor absorption capacity of the industrial sector. This further compounds the problem of industrial unemployment. अब देखो, आपको ना दो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट और सुनने को मिलेंगी. एक होता है यूथ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट और एक होता है विमेन अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. यूथ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट और विमेन एम्प्लॉयमेंट नाम से ही आप पता चल रहा है, अगर आपको एग्जाम में आ गया, आई एम वेरी मच श्योर कि आप लोग कहानियां लिख दोगे भर भर के, ठीक है. बिकॉज इट्स वेरी obvious, it is very much clear to write what is youth unemployment and women unemployment. Youth unemployment implies employment among the people in the age of group of 15 to 19 years. 15 to 19 years के बीच में जो unemployment होती है ना, that is youth unemployment. ये दोनों एरिया में होती है, it rural areas और urban areas. And it is most among the educated people who are looking for the white collar jobs. You know white collar jobs and blue collar jobs. Your homework is to search the definition of white collar jobs and blue collar jobs. And what is women unemployment? That women job seekers are not getting the jobs because of several social and economic factors. Okay, so tomorrow in the next video we'll discuss about some types of common types of unemployment which exist both in rural areas and urban areas. They are, I think, 5 or 6 in number, and we'll also try to complete our chapter employment and unemployment. So your homework is, you will write the difference of informal workers and formal workers. You will write the definition of white collar job and blue collar job. You will write the definition of disguised and seasonal unemployment. And you will also write the definition of casualization of workforce. So this is for today. Thank you.